What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about someone who we have talked about here on the channel before, almost a year ago at this point. So I guess in a way you could kind of consider this a follow-up video to that last video that we made. And of course we're just trying to check up on our boy Kevin Leonardo. Oh, and by the way, if you didn't know who Kevin Leonardo was, he's basically like the Asian version of Mr. Beast, if you kind of get what I'm saying, right? He makes a bunch of challenge videos and he's just generally known for being a good person. He's known for spreading his ass on camera and shaving his ass on camera, I believe multiple times. Like, the amount of times I've been jump scared by this man's ball sack is actually insane. It's criminal at this point. I mean, the last video that we made talking about this guy, I remember mentioning the fact that he didn't have an intro, and this is pretty much what I meant. So yeah, I mean, just by that, you can kind of guess what kind of creator this guy is. At the same time though, this video that we're going to go over today, and the one that has him in a little bit of controversy, it's not too popular yet, but a lot of people on TikTok were talking about it. It does have a little bit of an intro. It's not really that bad, I guess, depending on who you ask. Like, it's not him spreading wide for the camera or anything. I mean, it's just him doing blackface. Oh, and by the way, these are just a few of his most recent uploads. I accidentally ate my own poop. That's very believable. And then of course you have the video that we're going over today. It's an absurd thumbnail. Coming huge loads that taste like pineapple. Yeah. So much sperm. Damn. All right. And finally, fisting my cat's hole with visuals. What the fuck, bro? Like, dog, he's on his Shane Dawson timing, bro. Like, this is insane. You know, whenever people ask who watches Neon or what does the average Neon or Jack Doherty viewer look like, I feel like those people are asking the wrong question. It's more like, who's actually watching Kevin Leonardo, bro? Like, I mean, he's doing good on views, I guess, but like, how? What? I mean, I'm not hating or anything. I'm just saying, like, do 64,000 people really want to see him fist a cat? All right, man.
Be absolutely insane. All right, so this is the darkest shade of the Euphoria foundation on my face, and it looks very black. Like, I feel like the darkest of black people would get accused of cultural appropriation just because this is literally so dark. I don't know anyone in real life that looks this black, and I only feel like the orangey and like yellow undertones from my own natural skin that's like coming out, I feel like that's only the case because I'm so lightly orange and like lightly tan that it's like forced to come out. But I feel like on like a black person, like a real black person, this would not look good. This is how it looks like closer up. I guess it looks like all right just because I feel like I didn't put on like a million layers, so you can kind of see my skin, you know, like you can still see like some lightness coming through, so it does look like it has some undertones. But like in reality, when you see this shade swatched on like very beautiful black people, this shade does not look good. This shade looks like tar and like super just like pitch black. But I guess on my skin, the orangey yellowiness, I guess, is still kind of showing. Like, this is literally going to catch me. Like people can clip this and literally say, you know, this is like menstrual show black, and they can literally say I'm like blackfishing or like blackfacing, and it could work because it's so dark. It's basically almost like black face paint, except it is lighter in layers. And like I said, I guess it's not super like deep, like it's still kind of like opaque and like translucent, so I will give them that.
Okay. Bro, I don't know what's funnier between the fact that it could have been any creator that did this, but it just had to be him. I don't know why that makes it funnier. It's either that or the fact that he just actually did it. Now, a lot of black people were mad on Twitter and TikTok about like other stuff in the video besides him doing blackface, I guess. And you know, we'll get to that in a second, but the way that he started out the video was mainly the reason why people were really upset, especially on TikTok, man. I mean, you start getting like a bunch of fucking history lessons whenever you like get into stuff like that. like bro, even some of the comments have me crying, man. So okay, if I was asked the question, do I actually think this is blackface, I'd say no, but it is kind of pushing it. And the reason I say no is because it's not like the intention of mocking black people. He's not trying to do that intentionally. Like, yeah, I guess maybe you could say like him putting black paint on his face with him not being a black person is a minstrel show or whatever, or him mocking black people, but I don't really think it's that deep, man. The way I see it, honestly, it's just like a really bad product review. Like, it could have been done way better, bro. Like, he probably could have put it on his hand or something else, you know what I'm saying? But if you watch the video, there's no like intent on making fun of the race, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, if you really wanted to make it a menstrual show, the only thing that he's missing is maybe like an afro and like really pink lipstick. Like that's the only thing that he's missing. Like I said before, though, he was getting a ton of hate, especially on Twitter. Like this one, another reason why Kevin Leonardo should die. I actually think it's pretty funny that he did this twice, though. Like once for YouTube and the other one was for TikTok. Like, my goodness, dude. All right. And then this other one, Kevin Leonardo put out an apology, which not only said he wasn't doing blackface, but also tried to justify why he calls black people blacks, which I mean, like, it's not really like that big of a deal, man. I mean, like, I get that, you know, back then in Jim Crow, you know, black people were called a bunch of other things, including blacks. But I mean, I guess if it makes you feel any better, you can call white people whites or Asian people Asians, I guess. I don't know. It's not really that big of a deal. I mean, it's just a word, I guess. But also, if you're like one to lose your mind over someone calling you blacks or referring to you as a black, and that just gets under your skin so much, I don't know why you're on Twitter at all, man. Oh my god, like when the N-word starts trending, I wonder what happens to you, man. Can I finally say Kevin Leonardo isn't funny at all? Him showing his entire butthole and balls on the internet isn't funny or different, and especially this now. Why do we keep allowing him to have a platform? I admit, bro, I admit that whole thing about him showing his like entire body on screen, like multiple times, might I add, like under the guise of it being educational, which I think is the reason why it's allowed to still be up on YouTube. Like, okay, first of all, I don't need to know how to shave my asshole. I don't think that's even like recommended. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to have some friction down there. Secondly, yeah, man, I mean, it's not like kids can't just like lie about their age and then, you know, get into that video. So I mean, on that part I do agree, but at the same time, you know, this is kind of a little bit too far. But the only reason why I find it funny is because I might be a little bit immature. He is a freak though, no doubt. Like, don't get me wrong, I do 100% stand by that. Like, this guy's freaky. So like I mentioned before, he did apologize, and I guess this whole thing is kind of making people more mad, even though I mean, I didn't really understand why people are mad about it, because I mean, all he did was really just explain why he bought the makeup and why he calls black people blacks. I mean, it's not really that big of a deal, but then again, these are the same people who got mad over them being called blacks in the first place. So
last night, not to perform blackface, because literally blackface is like when you pretend to be black and like mock black people. I would never literally do that, and like I literally say that like I don't condone blackface in the video. I literally only put this on and like recorded it because I knew that like this specific shade was going super viral just for being like problematic, because like no one's actually this dark. So I wanted to like swatch it on and like literally agree with like the black creators on TikTok and like on YouTube that have been saying that this foundation is too dark and too problematic and like has no undertones. And I wanted to like see it on my skin and like match it with my hair. And like I don't wear makeup, so like I've never been able to do like a makeup review, because usually when people wear makeup, it's like they wear it, they go out, and that's how they like review it on the internet. But like in this case, I thought like, oh my gosh, I can finally review a foundation because no one's actually wearing this out. It's too dark and it's like literally jet black. So I thought like I could put this on, do a review, and like literally wipe this off. I would never walk outside with this. Like I literally looked crazy, and like even the darkest of like black people look actually crazy wearing this, because this foundation is problematic. Like I'm literally just uplifting the black voices. I promise you, I was not doing blackface. I don't even think like blackface is even funny in general. Like I don't laugh at blackface. And also like I've noted like the blacks thing, I only refer to black people as blacks because I call Asians Asians, I call Mexicans Mexicans, and like whites whites. So like I don't really see the problem in calling black people blacks, but like clearly everyone's like so like upset about it. I only bought this shade to review it because this shade was super viral. Like I'm not like a beauty guru, so like I didn't get this sent to me, and I'm literally going to be returning it because what am I gonna do with this foundation? But yeah, I promise you, if you like actually know what like blackface is, I literally went on Google and like did my research. Blackface is like when people like perform caricatures of like black people and like make fun of them and like mock them, and like I literally would never do that, and like I don't even think that's funny at all. So I'm so like sorry if that video came off that.
So yeah, all in all, I don't really think that this is like a video to be boiling over. It is pretty like shocking, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said before, it could have been anyone, but it had to be Kevin Leonardo for some reason. All right, the same guy who showed his entire anatomy on screen and posted it, just had to be him, right? For whatever reason. That just makes it so much more funnier to me, I guess. But hey, man, if you really want to, let me know what you think in the comments. We're almost at 4,000 subs, so it would mean a lot if you subscribed. I'll see you guys in the next one. Sub up, stay safe, and peace.